다채로운 볼거리를 제공하는 서울. 하지만 서울에서 한 발자국만 더 나가보면 지금껏 보지 못했던 매력적인 여행지들이 여러분을 기다리고 있습니다. 서울을 둘러싸고 있는 숨겨진 보석 같은 여행지들이 반짝반짝 숨쉬는 이곳은 경기도입니다. 자, 어느 방향이든 좋습니다. 용기 내 첫걸음을 떼는 순간 여러분은 경기도의 여유로운 정취에 흠뻑 빠져들게 될 거예요. 한반도 중서부에 위치한 수도권은 마치 계란의 모습과 똑 닮았어요. 수도인 서울이 노른자라면 단백질이 풍부한 흰자는 경기도지요. 경기도의 매력 넘치는 도시들을 한번 살펴볼까요? 역사적인 관광지부터 한번 가보시죠. 경기도 수원에는 조선 왕조가 낳은 개혁의 총화, 정조대왕이 만든 수원 화성이 있습니다. 그곳의 정치를 그대로 따라가다 보면 용인에 위치한 한국민속촌에 다다릅니다. 한국의 옛 모습을 그대로 보여주는 초가집, 한옥을 거닐다 보면 조선시대로 돌아온 것만 같은 착각이 든답니다. 비교적 가까운 역사의 무대로 향해볼까요? 북서쪽에 위치한 파주는 북한과 가장 가까운 도시로 분단국가로서의 아픈 역사를 보여주는 DMZ가 위치한 곳입니다. 이곳은 세계인의 관심을 받는 관광지로 파주를 방문하는 외국인 관광객의 발길이 끊이지 않지요. 역사여행을 끝내고 좀 더 신나는 소풍을 가볼까요? 용인의 에버랜드는 한국에서 가장 큰 놀이동산으로 동물원부터 썰매장까지 볼거리, 즐길거리가 가득하답니다. 만약 동물을 무지무지 좋아하시는 분이라면 과천의 서울대공원과 동물원은 기대 이상의 재미를 선사할 거예요. 마지막 여행지는 경기도 여행의 꽃, 레저도시 가평입니다. 남이섬을 거닐며 드라마 주인공이 돼보기도 하고 프티프랑스의 아름다운 정원에서 어린 왕자가 돼보는 건 어떨까요? 조금 더 짜릿한 레저를 원하신다면 번지점프와 수상레저 등 다양한 액티비티도 가득하답니다. 보물찾기, 여행찾기. 이곳은
how rich and charming Seoul is, it's not the only city that should be taken into consideration when visiting South Korea. It has a lot of other hidden gems that are worth discovering. Take one step further from the capital city in any direction, and you'll find yourself in Gyeonggi-do Province. Located in the Midwest part of the Korean peninsula, Gyeonggi Province reminds you of the shape of a fried egg, with the white part being Gyeonggi-do and the yellow part in the middle being the nation capital of Seoul. Even though Gyeonggi-do is a separate province, most of the places we will talk about today are closely linked by transport to Seoul and easy to visit. So, get some popcorn, sit down comfortably, and let's start our top 10. Suwon Hwasong Fortress. Hwasong Fortress was built by King Jeongjo, who believed that Suwon had more potential to be a prosperous capital than Seoul. Besides, the king wanted to escape negative childhood memories. His grandfather, King Yeongjo, was known to have a terrible temper, which led to his father, Prince Sado, to experience severe anxiety from a very young age. Although his father was the only surviving male heir in the family, he was never given an opportunity to reign. He was said to suffer from a mental illness and would rape women and randomly kill people in the palace. His own mother wrote a letter to the king asking to kill their own son for the safety of everybody else. King Yeongjo ordered his son to get into a large rice chest during the hot month of July without food or water. The prince lasted 8 days, screaming for mercy. Despite the family horror, Jeongju became one of the greatest kings of Korea. One of his first acts was to rebury his father and build a fortress to commemorate and honor his father's tomb. The fortress walls, which protected Suwon's village during the Joseon dynasty, became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997. Today, this palace is popular amongst hikers, but it is also a perfect place to find some fresh air, chill out, or ride the popular flying Suwon hot air balloon. DMZ, Demilitarized Zone Paju. Korean history wasn't all rainbows and flowers. The country often found itself affected by larger powers like Japan, China, and Russia and suffered from it. At the end of the Second World War, Korea had been occupied by the Japanese for 35 years. It was up to the victors of the Second World War to decide the future of the country. Americans came up with the idea of splitting Korea into two halves, divided by the 38th parallel. Half of the country would be run by the Americans, and half by the Soviets. During the Cold War tensions, they chose local leaders to represent their respective countries. The situation degenerates in 1950 when North Korean leader Kim Il-sung decided he wanted to rule the whole peninsula. That was the start of the Korean War, which lasted for 3 years and resulted in 3 million deaths. The 4-kilometer wide demilitarized zone was set up to prevent more blood from being spilled. Today, the DMZ is also a tourist attraction in both countries, where people can learn more about Korean history from both sides. Nami Island, Gapyeong. Nami Island is a tiny half-moon-shaped island situated in the middle of Han River in the city of Gapyeong. It is a magical, beautiful place and was used by one of the most iconic Korean dramas, Winter Sonata, which certainly popularized this place even more. You can easily explore the island on foot, but you can make your adventure a little bit more interesting by renting a bike and trying several other activities that are offered on the island. The interesting fact is that Nami Island is a micronation. In other words, it claims to be an independent state. They have their own passport, currency, and flag, and you must purchase an entry visa before boarding the ferry. This adds a feeling of being on a magical island in an imaginary country where you can become a child once again. Petite France, Gapyeong. Don't grow up too fast, as in the same city there is another magic place full of flowers and stars where reality and fantasy coexist. Petite France is a creation by an artist who traveled to France and fell in love with the landscapes and buildings. He decided to build his own French-inspired village, which happens to be a perfect filming ground for Korean dramas. The village is very small and can be visited in a couple of hours. There's one thing you shouldn't miss though, the art performances. We especially enjoyed the puppet shows which were performed by both Korean and French artists. Bungee Jumping, Gapyeong. Besides Nami Island and Petite France, Gapyeong is a famous destination and offers a variety of outdoor activities such as ziplining, rail biking, water activities, and ATV. But to spice up our top 10, this place is also popular for bungee jumping. After putting on the gear, you'll take an elevator to the top of a 55-meter tower. The view is amazing, but you won't have much time to admire it as you'll be too busy overcoming the internal battle between you and your ticklish stomach. Then the countdown will start. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations! Another experience that will be hard to forget. Korean folk village, Yongin. The Korean folk village is composed of real houses relocated and reconstructed from different parts of the country. This giant outdoor museum will bring you back in time where you can experience the culture and lifestyle during the Joseon Dynasty period. Once in the village, you can interact with real craftsmen dressed in ancient attires and working inside distinct craft workshops. You can get a real taste of what ancient Korea was like. This village helps us to better appreciate traditional Korean culture and architecture. You shouldn't miss the traditional art performances, which are held regularly in the village. If you come here with your kids, the village provides also an amusement park to make everybody happy. Everland, Yongin. Everland's resort is South Korea's biggest theme park, and no matter your age, it is a definite must-see on your next trip. In fact, not only does Everland target kids, but it is a beautiful romantic environment for couples. Walking through a garden of thousands of roses will make you feel like you're in a TV drama where you fall in love for the first time. Overall, the most popular attraction is probably the T-Express, one of the world's fastest wooden roller coasters. The zoo represents an important part of the park, and the attractions with animals are very entertaining. Seoul Grand Park, Gwacheon. If you prefer animals to the attractions of the theme park, Gyeonggi Province has the largest South Korean zoo, simply called Seoul Zoo. Located in a large complex called Seoul Grand Park, you'll have to choose between the elephant train or the skylift to get to the zoo from the subway station. This makes the experience more enthralling. This park is very affordable and a lot quieter than Everland. However, be prepared to walk a lot if you plan to cover the entire park in one day. Seoul Racecourse Park, Gwacheon. Right next to Seoul Grand Park is the Seoul Racecourse Park. Even if you're not a super serious bettor, this place is entertaining for all. The family park inside this racetrack and the Equine Museum makes this place family and tourist friendly. Don't worry if it's your first time. There will be staff to help you out and explain the rules in English. We had so much fun betting on our favorite horses and yelling, trying to make them run faster to the finish line. 장훈잡 쑥가마, Yeongju. The last option, and without a doubt, the least touristic one is the Jimjilbang in the city of Yeongju. This place is very different from most Korean Jimjilbangs. There is no bath, but a cute river where you can swim, and the saunas aren't gender segregated. The best thing about this place is the free barbecue area, which you can bring and prepare your own meal. For these reasons, we found that this place is more friendly than a typical Jimjilbang. Not only is this place special for locals, but as a tourist from outside of Korea, you have the opportunity to immerse yourself in Korean culture that is different from common tourist attractions. Even though these places are not in Seoul, you can easily access most of them by subway or hire a tour company to plan the trip for you. You can also rent a car and explore Gyeonggi province at your own pace. What would be your top 10 of Gyeonggi province? Please share your ideas in the comment section down below.